Hi, it's Laura Marano, and I am so excited for the 5-year anniversary of my UEP. I released it 5 years ago in 2020, and I had so many limitations, obviously, because of the time. I always felt like it didn't get its proper time to shine, and I thought 5 years later, why not have that time be now? This EP was part of a trilogy of EPs that I released. The Me EP was first, then You, and then I finished with Us. I had been working on this music for a while, a lot of the songs in the UEP, some of the songs for literal years. And I think the UEP was the right vehicle for all of these songs that I wrote years prior and songs I wrote that year, because it really was a culmination of not only the relationship I was in at that moment, but also the relationship I had with my fans and with the people who, had been supporting me. I really was excited for that era to include, and it did include a lot of collaboration from my fans, from the You portion of You. So, because that time was so crazy, I remember feeling very scattered and, you know, wondering if I should even go through with the EP or not because of the pandemic and everything that was going on. One of the songs that I did write specifically for the EP, which I'm now releasing 5 years later, I didn't include because I didn't remember it, which sounds horrible, but it's actually a song I really, really love. I wrote it with, two of my collaborators that I wrote the song Me on from the Me EP. It's a song that's, a little moodier. The verses are a little talky, which I hadn't really done in some of my songs before, but I really like the vibe of that. This year, I decided to kind of revamp it a little bit and work with a collaborator I worked with a lot, Johnny Simon, who I worked on one of my first songs, The Worst Kind of Hurt and Smoke Alarm, and I decided to kind of just set a romantic vibe that still felt quite intimate. It's funny, I recorded the demo in 2019, and I remember feeling like it was a special song, but it was like very, very bare bones. And then I ended up recording it again for the final recording, you know, 6 years later in Johnny's studio. And it was, I think, a really fun process to revisit it after years of, not having it a part of my life, and coming at it from a bit of a different emotional angle. It's funny though, I felt like my voice had definitely changed from 6 years prior. So some of the things that were easier for me back then were harder, and some of the things that were harder back then were easier. It's very interesting. I really just want to take this time to thank all of my fans, all of the people who have been listening to my music for so long, or who have found my music recently and, hadn't heard this EP when it came out 5 years ago. No matter where you are on that journey with me, I appreciate you so much. You mean the world to me. And I cannot wait for you to hear the release of this EP, plus this new song and my new music video that I'm so excited about. Make sure you listen to this EP on TREBEL, and thank you guys so much. Have a great day.